Daar sê, a very good morning South Africa, baie goeiemôre Suid-Afrika. Molweni Mzansi, our weekly 9 o'clock on the dot, 9 o'clock South African time in the morning on a Wednesday. No matter where we are, no matter what we are busy with, and no matter what we are doing, this is our half an hour, our hour, whatever time that we can give to each other, where we talk about the country, we talk about the nation, we talk about ourselves, and we talk about the future that we as South Africans want to have for ourselves. Baie goeiemôre Suid-Afrika, uit 'n baie mooi Kaapstad uit. Ek glo die winterkoue so ver hierdie oomblik 'n baie goeie week gehad het. 9 uur op 'n Woensdag in Suid-Afrika tyd is ons bymekaar. Het 'n paar probleme gehad met die internet. As daar probleme is waar ons af en af gaan, ons probeer dit regmaak en ons verskoning. Maar dit is maar met die krag en die goed wat in hierdie land gebeur. Ek wil net vir 'n paar mense al die goeiemôre nou die. Baie goed om julle te sien. Ek gaan 'n paar van die welkom heet. Ans, baie goed om julle hier te hê. Theo, dankie dat jy kyk. Janine, Ludik, goed om jou te sien. Jean, very nice to see you. Eben, thank you for listening. Today, Wesley, good morning from New Zealand. Thank you so much. We miss South Africans that are so far away, but you are still South Africans, and we absolutely need you to think, know, and understand that the UIM wants to create a country where you are proud of us and that we can have our people to come back. Tony, good morning from Port Elizabeth, our smiling town. Hope that you are well and see you soon. I will be speaking today a little bit of the upcoming tour that we are trying to put together. Lydia, very good morning. I am so sorry, Lydia, to hear that you lost someone due to COVID last night. Our prayers, our thoughts with Lydia today, and I'm very sorry to hear that, Lydia. God's grace, God's peace with you and that family. Suffered that loss. Louis, goeiemôre. Yes, we still have hope, no doubt about it. Sharon, morning from the West Coast. Favorite place, Paternoster. St. Helene, daai plekke, dit is my favorite. Morning, Odie, on our way to KZN, and I will speak about it. Belinda, very nice to see you. George out of New Zealand. Oppie Bokken, eh? Keep going. For giving me always the opportunity for this half an hour or a time that we can speak. Brian, morning from Bonnie, Scotland. Hochheid dinner. Spent a couple of years in Edinburgh. So, miss Scotland, specifically the Royal Mile in Edinburgh. Absolutely. Vandag gaan ons 'n bietjie praat oor die punte wat vir my baie na in die hart staan. Today we are going to speak about a couple of very important updates I'd like to give you. And then again, as normal, I would like to open up with questions. Any questions. While I'm on here, my office represented today by Sydney Smith. Morning, Sydney. Also the man that's now running our beautiful branded clothing apparel. He'll put a couple of it on our stuff. But as you can see, our national number is up there. He'll repeat all of it. Our merchandise is now up. He'll repeat those contact details and also how to get hold of me. Morning, Marinda. Very morning. We got questions again. That we spoke, the question and answer session, the people really loved it. So I'm going to give us some time for any question to me that you'd like to ask me directly. And remember the truth must set you free. South Africa, firstly, I'd like to address the matter of the elections. It is with a very sad heart that the UIM have now understood that the national local government elections are being postponed. As you all know, the date was the 27th of October, my birthday, that they declared the local government elections. Ons weet dat die munisipale verkiesings nou verskuif word. Baie hartseer, want that would have been our battleground. No matter And this is a message to the ANC, to the EFF, which is the enemies of the people. I say it very clearly. The ANC and the EFF cabal have become the nationalistic, communistic, liberalist enemy of the God-fearing, peace-loving South African nation. So I've got a message to tell them today on a few occasions. The United Independent Movement does not fear you, Julius. We don't fear you, Cyril, and your cabal. We don't fear your laws. We don't fear the suppression and oppression that you can put down to us. So I'm saying you can postpone this election until kingdom come. But you are going to stand against a force of unity, a force of peace and light. Because you have taken our nation, our country, our spirit, our soul into the dark. But you will not conquer us, you will not perturb us, and you will not defeat the light. Because the United Independent Movement is rising. So the elections you have now postponed, and yes, we agree there are points at this current moment that we are looking and investigating because of what you have said. We have now studied the Judge Moseneke report on why you want to postpone it. But there are three fundamental points I'm putting on record regarding the elections. One, it is a constitutional law. So for us to able to vote and to fire all the councillors currently, there's a constitutional time period. Dit is nie net 'n periode vir stemreg nie. Dit is in ons konstitusie. So die UIM visie van hierdie land lol nie, né? That's our objection. And we are on record that the UIM does not like any peddling or any messing with our constitution. But we agree that even the UIM has suffered. So we don't disagree that it will be fair and free. We agree there would be problems because we are trying to even get to you. And we will get to you. But we agree that maybe a postponement will also give the UIM more time, much more ways of structuring properly and getting our people at the end of the day to support us. So on the elections, we don't like the fact that currently we are being asked to postpone a constitutional mandate, but it gives us more time to raise our soldiers, our wards, our ward councillors, our structures, which I will be speaking about today. So that's the elections. We think it will be in February next year. Dames en heren, net omdat hierdie stem uitgestel word, beteken dit ons moet nou op ons agterende gaan sit. Nee, dit beteken ons moet nou gaan rus nie, Suid-Afrika. Dit beteken ons moet nou vergader. Ons moet by mekaar kom. We've got to structure more. So the time that we have now been given, an extra 4 months, must not be so that we can breathe. It must be that we can now assemble, mobilize, motivate, and get our structures even better. So my message to the UIM is let's work. Let's now take what we've got, the mass amount of people that have now joined the UIM, that we can now build on that nationally, that we can become the movement of the people, all the people. And that is what this postponement should do. Secondly, the structures of the UIM, as per the CEO Jock Tarliat's message, is truly growing now. Ons strukture in hierdie land is besig om te ontplof met mense wat nou inkom en besef dat die UIM die antwoord is vir die toekoms. Ons is die toekoms, almal van ons. Want ons almal kom uit 'n geskiedenis uit. Maak nie saak wat jou geskiedenis is nie. Almal ken my geskiedenis en die meeste van u weet wat ons geskiedenis is. Daai geskiedenis is verby. Ons gaan leer daarvan. Ons gaan nie daarin lewe nie. Ons wil ons eie lewe skep. Ons wil ons eie land terugbring na wet en orde. So die strukture van die UIM is besig nou om in plek te val. Ek wil vir Jacques, ons CEO, gelukwens met sy toer wat hy op hierdie oomblik deurgesit het in 1 week om 3 of 4 van ons provinsiale strukture bymekaar te gaan sit, vir die mense in die Vrystaat, vir Klasie en sy groep mense in Mangaung en Bloemfontein. Julle is absolute eisters. Vir die mense van Bessel Lieberman en die groep wat nou daarso is in Port Elizabeth, al die sterk eisters daarso, Potty en die manne, julle is absoluut die lig vir hierdie land. For the people in KwaZulu-Natal, I have a message for you later, but the structures they are growing, and thank you very much for that. Nou moet ons die res van die land bou en daai strukture is besig om by mekaar te kom. Ons het nog mense nodig. We really need more people to volunteer and to get into the system. So if you need to contact us, I see Sydney is here, who manages my office and also who manages now our merchandising and our clothing scenario. So contact us at info@uimsa.org and get involved with us in your provinces. We now have provincial councils that we're putting together. Help us with the structures. We really need your help. The only way that we can get clear is to fight. That's it. We are here to fight. We are here to fight for a new country. A country with law, justice, a country that has ethics, manners, and hope. And that's what we want under the structures. South Africa, then the tour, everybody's asking, when do you see us? Unfortunately, we've been waiting for lockdown 4 to go, and it is now passed. We are now under lockdown so-called 3, and we are now able again to meet with people in a town hall. We are allowed to meet people outside on functions, and that is exactly what we are going to do. So the tour will be covering in the next 3 weeks. Until it is confirmed, it is just a current planning scenario. But Durban, KZN, we are coming. We are coming to you. In specifically, we are looking at the areas of Phoenix and Chatsworth and any other place that is willing to invite us. If you want to have us in KZN in certain areas, we are coming on a totally focused KZN trip. I will be addressing that matter very soon in my discussion now. South Africa then, after that, we'll be coming through George, the Eden district that has just exploded, Mossel Bay, George, and those areas. We nearly have 14 councillor representatives now for those wards. It means we are 4 councillors away, and I know that Brett is here, Brett Correa, who is our national executive member for voting and the election strategy. I know that you are here. And he has let me know that we are nearly full on the contesting of all the wards in the Eden district. That means that there has been an absolute explosion in the sense of people that have got up and said that the UIM is for justice and that the UIM is there. Then on the NEC, so we will be going from George Eden district, then we'll be going to Port Elizabeth, Gqeberha, and then we'll come to Durban. And we are very much looking forward to Durban, and I will explain why. South Africa, the National Executive Council of the UIM has been announced. I will ask our IT grouping, I will ask our admin structure to please again post the names, the contact details, and the emails on our Facebooks, on all our systems of all our members of our National Executive Council. You must have the mandate. This is not a Neil de Beer show. This is not about one man. This is about a movement. A movement of people. Hierdie is 'n beweging van mens, van normale mens, van geen ander. You are our people. Our people make the UIM. So we have a National Executive Council, and we will ask that everybody within our offices will start posting the members in the provinces that are on the NECs. We now are moving, and that is where Jacques, our CEO, is, to activate our provincial councils, who will then take the responsibility to get the branches. You see, the structure is now getting from the skeleton to the meat, and that is what we need. Ons het 'n uitvoerende nasionale struktuur. Ons probeer ons provinsiale strukture nou uitrol, en dan ons takke. En dames en here, ons het julle nodig. Because by now, by hierdie tyd moet u tog weet, die UIM staan vir 'n baie spesifieke rede. En die UIM het u nodig. So ons het daai strukture. E-pos ons op info@uimsa.org. Ons nommers is hier onder. Ons sê dit die hele tyd. As u wil volunteer in u dorp, in u stad, in u metro, en die UIM is jy, staan op. Laat ons weet. Ons het soldate op die grond nodig. Leiers. A good leader promotes better leadership. A great leader makes the leaders around him rise. And that's what we want to. Then on the merchandising side, we have a gentleman called Sydney Smith. Sydney is now at our office to ensure that the merchandising scenario comes out. Our CEO spoke about it. That's the only way that we can get our brand out. Dames en here, ons moet ons brand uitkry. We've got to get as many people to wear our UIM clothing. We've got to raise our money and raise our funding to keep going. It is unfortunate that we are not in a good economic place. But being an entity that has now grown 50 to 100% a day, we will need that funding. We will need your support from wherever you are. Now is the time to lay down our weaponry, which is our posters, our info, and spread it, because this is what it's about. Now, I've taken a lot of flack, because that's just how controversy works, about the continual question of what is my problem. And I'm going to make it public today. My problem with a gentleman called Julius Malema. And why am I always so stuck on this man? And why am I always speaking about the enemy of the people scenario when I mention the EFF? Why am I always so focused on saying that the ANC and the EFF, I give it a name called the cabal? I now want to put on record why. It is never going to be a matter that gets personal for me. I don't get personal unless you get personal. But I'm looking at this from a South African citizenry point of view. Now, I'd like to just explain. I take my job as president of the UIM serious. I have given up my other work so that I can now stand up and lead a revolution at the ballot box of the normal South African. I have now given up my time, my family, my privacy, and my life to get up and stand and lead South Africans that are willing to be led and who are willing to come with us. I'm sitting here as a leader of a political movement that has now entered for registration of a political party in this country that will again give us what we need. In this matter of becoming a political party and myself a leader of a political party that must be recognized by the IEC, it is clear. It's very clear. Lead by example. That's it. Lead by example. Now, if you want to go sit and you want to then be a leader that leads by example, which every politician in this country is not. They are not. Then you cannot sit back and allow leaders that do not lead by example. Now let me tell you what's my example. I get up in the morning. I say my prayer. I organize my day. And in my day, I lead by example. I go down to the ground. Different leader. You know it by now. Ek is 'n verskrikking van 'n ander leier. Because I'm trying to lead by example. Jy weet jy is 'n leier wanneer jy die respek kry van ander leiers. Jy weet jy maak 'n massiewe impak wanneer ander leiers besluit om jou aan te val. Want hulle sit op hulle gat en hulle doen niks. You see, South Africa, let me explain leadership by example. Leadership by example means that you abide by the law, that you promote the law, protect and defend the law, if necessary, with your life. Yes, with your life. Now, I don't know how other leaders in this country feel about this word that we call patriotism. I don't know how they feel about it. How I feel about my country is clear. I am willing to lay down my life for this country. No doubt. I've done this before. I am willing to do this again. But you can't just say it. You can't just go out there and say, ek sal dit doen en ek sal dit doen nie. Wys vir ons hoe jy dit doen. So the point is, if you want a country to be led, then lead by example. Which means you can't lie. Jy kan nie lieg nie. And you cannot lie to the people whom you want to lead. You cannot. So when you talk about poverty, Mr. President, soekie Cyril, want ons soek jou nog steeds, Cyril. A president of a country must show emotion. A president of a country cannot be a bar of soap that shows absolutely nothing. Even when you rub it, there comes no foam or bubbles. Daai seep is dood. You need a leader that will get up and say, I'm sorry. You need a leader that must get up and be the demoering when the people of this country are dying. You need a president that has compassion, that will shed tears because he truly is heartsore for the people that passed away. You cannot just come up and go, my fellow South Africans. So absolute nonsense. Speaking in that tone. and not getting on the ground. That's not leadership. That's management. That's management. We don't need management. We don't need management in this country anymore. We need leadership in this country. And you need a leader that has a backbone and that at least will get up and tell someone you are wrong. And if you are wrong, I will face you no matter what. Now, let's get to the point. Julius Malema, unfortunately, it is Julius Sello Malema that I have a vehement problem with, and I'm going to face him. I'm going to face him wherever he goes. Hear me well. It's not about Julius. It's about the utter rubbish, die nonsense, wat hierdie kind vir ander mense vertel. That's it. This man, this Julius child, this man who calls himself a so-called CI, hy was nie eens in die bloody voortrekkers nie, man. He has no backbone. I have said this before. When you declare yourself a commander-in-chief, you better come into battle. But you see a leader in a red overall who stands behind a microphone and tells people to kill, to destruct, to destroy, and sits there in microphones and gives people warning. Now, who the hell gave you the right to be my commander-in-chief, Lighty? Jy's a Lighty, my broer. We call you a Lighty, want jy's lig in die broek. You see, Julius, your trolls are here. And it's shocking how many of the people on here are trolls for the EFF and the ANC. We know who you are. Hear me well, man. You took an oath of office, you breached it. But I think your lack of IQ, EQ, AQ does not make you understand that you have a job. Jou se ban, Zabuti, jou Lighty. You are working for Parliament. You think you work for the EFF. You don't. You belong to the EFF and they voted you into Parliament. But Parliament, you are getting paid. We are currently attacking you in Parliament as the people. Yeah, you. Because I don't care. I do. And I've got a plan with you. But I don't care if you go stand on a microphone platform and talk rubbish, because the people you are talking to, if they believe you, they have the same IQ. But what I'm not going to allow you to do, Frikkie. Hey, Frikkie. I am not going to allow you to stand in our sacred Parliament. Jy kan gaan nonsens praat. Daar kom 'n woord. Ja, mense. As 'n mens nie in die lig was nie, het ek nou 'n verskrikking van 'n woord wat ek in die army gebruik. I'm not going to allow you to stand in our Parliament and spew the same rubbish. Now the DA and the COPs and the good and bad and IFPs and the hele kabal, almal van julle. You allow him to do this. You do. So not one single parliamentarian in 27 years and in the 13 years of the existence of the EFF cabal have really given that guy on his moor. Now I'm telling you, where am I? It's coming. I'm telling you, where am I? Because the UIM people, we are not the same, my broer. Hier in die Kaap steek ons mes oor snoek. Nie as wat nie nonsens van julle af nie. Hoor my, that's why they won't come to Cape Town and cause trouble. Ons sal vir julle neek hierso, boys. Julle moet try. I'm a leader. On a Friday, Saturday, I pick up my gun, I put on my bulletproof and I go make peace. Hoor my. I invite you, kom 'n bietjie saam. Vat jy jou draad hierso nie, my bro. So I'm very clear. South Africa must become a no-go area for people that run around with a lesser bloody IQ that are inciting violence. And that's my reason, South Africa. Unemotionally very clear. I'm going to get Julius fired. Why? The law says so. Not me. So when you say, Neil, what are you doing? Well, me and a lady called Fatima, my soulmate, Fatima. Hey, Fatima. We took it on. We went to Parliament. We wrote a letter. We've now registered, posted it to the Speaker, where we demand that she discipline and suspends Julius Malema, Member of Parliament. Al hierdie ander goeders waarvan die mense praat, die klagtes by die polisie wat hulle niks aan doen nie. We have decided that's not where we're going to go. We're going to get him fired. I don't want him in Parliament because he's a bloody disgrace. That's it. Frikkie Frikadel moet waai. Klaar. As long as I've removed him, then he can go toy and talk rubbish outside. Maar in die parlement gaan hy nie sit nie. And I will not rest until him and the rest of his gespuis. Mooi woord, né? Gespuis. Totdat hy weg is. And I'll make it my mission. Secondly, we have charged him for contravening his oath of office. Hoor my, hy het 'n eed afgelê, so help my God. Dis wat hy gesê het. Nou, ek het dit nie afgeneem nie. I didn't, but he must go to jail. Because when Neil de Beer, who has a following, by the way, can you imagine, I call my people up. So someone said to me, but Neil, if Julius Malema wants to go and march, if Julius Malema is calling his cabal to you, oh, I can, absolutely. We are a peace-loving country. But he is being there, and not only him. Dudizane Zuma, Edward Zuma, Carl Niehaus. These people clearly incite, clearly talk utter rubbish on this format. Maar wanneer die polisie kom en raak hulle doodstil. As die skote val, hardloop hulle. Malema, I waited for you at Brackenfell like a little lapdog. Luckily, I had good coffee. You didn't come. You were told I'm there. Jy het geweet ek is daar. So you couldn't come to Brackenfell. Want jy's bang. You couldn't come to Parliament when we marched, want jy's bang. Because I heard the message. You can't face me. Because I am not a lighty. I'm not a lighty. I've worn a uniform. And I know many that have. Real people. So we are not going to allow you to continue. That's my mission, South Africa. Sorry. That's the update on the EFF. I'm going to continue attacking them. Because they are not worthy being a party of the people. They are worthy of nothing. Because why? Not race. It's got nothing to do with race. It's got to do about hate. Hate, violence, and the way that he wants to lead. Not under my watch. Hoor my mooi. Suid-Afrika, hoor my mooi. Ek kan 'n moedige man wees. En ek gaan nie toelaat dat mense soos daai klein, ettertjie. Hy's 'n etterman. Hy's 'n ettertjie. Vir ons sê wat om te maak in hierdie land nie. As hy nou op sy moer wil kry, dan moet hy nou met die UIM. I don't care what the rest of parliamentarians are doing because they're bloody doing nothing. The politicians in this country are doing nothing. Klaar. Because if what they are doing today is doing something. Hoe my ouma sofa, hulle geraps het. Want hulle doen boggerol. Now I am leading a united independent movement that does not do nothing. We feed people. Every week, 5,000 people get fed by the UIM. Yesterday, I was in the trenches again, making sure there are people that call us to get gas stoves, pots, and tomorrow we do the veggie run again. Why? We are on the ground. Saturday, when the local government, the local law enforcement, the police, when they needed us, CRU deployed. Who is CRU? It's our anti-crime unit. The UIM has an anti-crime unit. Ja. Ja. Ons het manne en vrouens. We've been doing it for a year. So we're not scared. I deployed on Saturday. Me. Bulletproof, radio, geweer, kan alles, stormgranate, alles. Ooh, lekker. Ons was reg. Ek het. Waar is Steinhuisen? Jonathan, waar is die DA? Die DA is daar. Ek sien die DA se prentjies uit oor the gun law and crime, but you are not fighting it, hey? So I'm inviting Cyril Ramaphosa, but there's conditions. Julius Malema, Jonathan Steinhuisen, Terra Lakota, Patricia de Lille. I must be honest with you, the rest I don't care about. Groenewald, Libbe, Jaco, whoever, I'm inviting every single, here's a challenge, every single political leader in this country, why don't you come with me on a weekend? No, you don't want to. South Africa, hoor julle. I don't care. If you're a political leader, come with me. I will show you what happens in Manenberg, Rusthof, Tarentaalplaas, Mitchells Plain, Tafelsig. The areas you are too scared to go in. I'm there. You will find me on a weekend there, arresting people with the police, structures. So I'm asking, how come I'm the only political leader that does that? No, not because I'm crazy. I do it because I care. So, ou sê vir my die ander dag, he says, meneer De Bee, jy bid vir ons in die oggend, jy voer ons in die middag, en jy moer ons in die aand. Yeah. We pray for you in the morning. We feed you in the afternoon. And we give you a hiding at night if you are wrong. That's it. Why will a guy say those three things? Nou, hy's 'n gangster hier, ons het hom goed op sy haal gegee. Hy sê, jy bid vir ons in die oggend, jy voer ons in die middag en dan moer jy ons in die aand. Ja. Because what is right, and what wrong is wrong. Klaar. So my fellow South Africans se gat. You lockdown 4, lockdown 3, lockdown 2, lockdown 3, what lockdown? I think you get up in the morning and you throw a dart, Cyril. And then if it lands on 3, it's okay. Because what you do, Suki Cyril, sorry. Suki Cyril, Stony Steenhuisen, Malema, Frikkie. Julle almal is dieselfde. How do you tell us that on the 1 week people are extremely dying of COVID and people are dying of COVID? I don't fight that for a minute. People are dying of something. Fact. But then you shut the alcohol down, which I also understand that sometimes, want party van ons kan net nie een brandewyn drink nie. Jy moet 'n bottel hê. Some of us can't just have a bottle of Chardonnay. Jy moet 'n hele kas Black Label gaan staan en sê. I get it. Different people, different attitude, different discipline. But what does not make sense is you say within a week everything's okay, so let's go down to lockdown 3. Dis 'n wipplank, man. Bly op die jetty. So our people are scared. Jy vaksineer jou uit ons uit. Pfizer en Phoenix en alles wat jy kan insit, but you are still not telling the public of this country, what is it? So people like me are not going to force people like you to put things into your body, your sacred body, given to you by God, if you don't want to. So a lot of people say to me, but where do you stand on the matter of vaccine? It is absolutely personal choice. No one can force anyone. And also, no one can force another person's attitude, theory, on another. That's indoctrination. So voordat jy but if you decide to your choice. But don't force people, man. That's my opinion. The time of the ANC is over. This is my political statement. The time of the African National Congress, where I served, julle weet het, I served for more than 30 years as a member. It's over. It's past. We are going to remove them. And it's not personal. There will be no EFF. There will be no ANC that governs this country. Yeah, they'll probably fight in the future. Really? Well done for 27 years of utter rubbish. What to do is have politics become dark. So let's stand together. Let's clean the politics of this country out. Let's clear them. Let's get them out. South Africa, the debate about vaccine, the debate about COVID, the debate. You don't get it. Forget about those debates. Vote them out. Get them out. There is no other political movement that leads like us. I'm sorry, there is none. There is no other political party that represents the communities of this country. Now, if you are colored, Khoisan, Griqua, Indian, South African, Asian, you are not it. So here's my message. Spread it well to the people of Durban. Spread it now well to the members that stay in KwaZulu-Natal, Pietermaritzburg, and to the people, the South African Indian community I'm now addressing you. To Rashmi, to Karen Pillay, to Shafiq and Shakil that phoned me. Here's a direct message to the people of Chatsworth, to the people of Phoenix, and to the people of Durban, KZN. I am now addressing directly, as promised, the South African Indian community. Hear me. I am coming. The United Independent Movement has officially been invited that me, the president, and my team come and speak in Chatsworth and in Phoenix and surrounding areas. The reason I'm being invited is because they have been intimidated, they have been screamed at, they have been punished, and they have been 100% degraded. Now I'm very clear so that no one can now take clips and say I talk rubbish. You are not an Indian community. You are a South African community of Indian descent. Do you understand? You are South African. You are not Indian. Your heritage comes from a beautiful country of India. Your food, your spice, and yes, my favorite, your bunny chow. your curry, your flavor, the way that you talk, the way that you always are there and bring a smile. So I am saying to the Indian community of South Africans here that South Africa will not ever allow you to be degraded and you to be ostracized and utter nationalistic racism be thrown onto you. The Indian community of this country that are South Africans, they grew with us. The South African Indian community participated in the economy, agri, and currently society. The South African Indian community was under attack a couple of weeks ago. The South African Indian community defended themselves. Now, no one disputes if the law was broken, people must pay. That is a fact of law. But what you are not going to do is make this a racial issue, ANC. What you are not going to do is again play that game of separating us, making it a colored thing, an Indian thing, Afrikaner boere thing. No, you're not going to do that to us. And I am going to stand with you. What we need in this country is not threats. What we need in this country is hope. So, Mr. President Suki Cyril, you went into KZN, flash tour. You should have stayed and spoken to the people. Everybody went there. Even Becky Stoeltjie Tafeltjie went in there, did speeches. Yeah, well, you have to. Remember, you're not a policeman, Becky Cele. You're a politician. You were told to go when you were a national commissioner. Remember. So yeah, you had to go in as the Minister of Police and you had to go blah, blah. It's sorry that you didn't go back and break down the barrier that we now have in racist attacks. You see, Becky Cele, I think you should go speak to the South Africans who happen to be from the Indian community. Now, here's the thing. I'm going. And let me quickly be very clear, Mr. Julius Malema and the EFF, whoever your little trolls are. You come to the Indian community, we'll be there. You hear me? Your threat that you made on Kaya FM to say that if the police do not go and arrest the people in the Indian community that killed people, you will go arrest them. Who the hell do you think you are? Do you really think that when you walk in there with all your red shirt cabal, that we are scared of you? That you can brutally threaten the government? You see, Mr. President, this is what we are talking about. We have had enough. We have had enough of leadership in this country saying that if you are the president in this country, deploy the army, then these people will march and join the revolution. We are tired, man. So the South Africans are going to get up and defend ourselves. Now I'm clear. The South African Indian community are loved. We love you. Where you are wrong, you are wrong. But where you are right, the citizens of this country will protect you and the citizens of this country will love you. So to anybody that has friends within the South African Indian community, tell them today, you are loved. Mistakes were made, but we will protect ourselves. We will continue to stand up for law and order. Our communities are important in this country. We are a nation of nations. That's who we are. We are beautiful. We are a Zulu nation. And not every single person within the Zulu clan supported the mayhem and looting that happened in KZN in Gauteng. I can tell you that. Not everybody did. So again, generalization, veralgemening, is verkeerd. So, I will be going to Phoenix, I will be going to Chatsworth, and we will be taking them on as a community and speaking to them. We will be creating UIM structures and spreading the word. We have been invited, so we will come. South Africa, then finally, just 2 other points before I take questions. The law is the law, and you cannot break the law. So from our point of view, it is very clear. Any murder in this country, any form of violence, be it with our farmers, who we need, ons boere, ons het regtig ons boere nodig. Ons het hulle nodig want hulle gee vir ons voedsel, kos. Hulle gee vir ons lewe. Maar elke persoon se lewe in hierdie land moet beskerm word, Suid-Afrika. Every person must have the right of freedom and protection, and that is what the UIM is fighting for. The principle of crime. So as enigiemand vir jou vra, Neil, what does the UIM stand for? Well, it is clear. It sees, seer, first C, fight crime. Second C, fight corruption. Third C, capital. Get the capital back. Get the capital back so that the capital can reach the people. And finally, defend the Constitution. Crime, capital, Constitution, and corruption. Fight it. And we do so in faith. We do so in Christ. We do so in the light. Do not ever stop saying those C's. Because if we defend crime, protect crime like these cabal people do, we have nothing left. So fight crime. Take it up. Stop corruption in any format. Let's get our capital back that the taxpayers and that our GDP can bring back. And fight the constitutional existence, because that is the thing that keeps us going. South Africa, that's my story this morning. That's where we need to change South Africa. We need to get up and fight. And the UIM is trying to deliver that platform. As die UIM probeer ons. En ons groei mense. Kom ek sê vir jou, we are growing. And I want to say again to Vanessa Wood, Sher Kruger, Lorna Potgieter, that's getting better and trying to get better. We want to thank you for what you are doing. Every day. I see now that we've got, after this, I've got another NEC meeting. Our country's national executive structure is coming. So we are really, really trying to structure ourselves, and we need your help. South Africa, we are trying to now get our funding back on again. We've got this tour coming up. We really want you to please ask people that they can assist us. I'm asking our team up here to put up our banking details of our structure. As you know, we've had a lot of people supporting us. We are now trying to raise money for 2 things. As a party, as a movement, we are doing so. No matter what you can contribute to us, we would appreciate it. We are going on a national tour. We have fuel, we have salaries, we have people that we need to please. Anything that you can supply, as our CEO asked, every political movement needs donations. Every political movement needs capital. Business people, where are you? You know, we need you. We need you to stand, because what we're facing is worse than what we can create. So again, I will ask my team to put up our banking details. We are registered. We are accounted for. It's only obvious. We lead by example. So please, if you can, help us. Help us with anything that you can. In the next 2 weeks, we need to raise that money so that we can go for it. The previous funding raise was absolutely unbelievable. We got our constitution done. We got our membership signed. We got our structure done, and we paid. Now we need to raise that funding for the tour and for the marketing process. So please help us. For anybody that does not have our banking details, I think Lorna, Sure, everybody is up here. Yeah, it's always humbling to ask for contributions. It's vital. Sorry. That is what we are, and we are not going to apologize. Any war needs money. Any war needs contribution. Yeah, it's been going very slow. But I think the UIM is now getting up. And that is exactly where we are. Ek dink ons staan nou op in sy genade. May I quickly give you 5 minutes of asking any questions? I think it's now time for questions. Enige iets wat u op die hart het, wat u vir my wil vra as 'n vraag, wil ek gou, kom ons vat so 10 of so vra, wat ek asseblief net wil. So anything, just type here in the box, any question that I can quickly go to. So I'm going to go questions. I've been raised that a person needs to stand on your own 2 feet, but you know, every single month we pay out more than 180,000 Rand on salaries now at the UIM. We have got about 18 staff, and I'm carrying it at the moment, and it's a lot of money. So we need your help, any help that we can get. So yeah, kom ons gaan gou na die vraag. It is up and down. We will fix it. How are you going to get support from other countries? Andre, as soon as lockdown permits and I'm allowed to fly, we are going. I have got invitations from people in 3 countries in Europe, and I'm trying to get my visa. So I've been invited to come to Dubai. I've been invited to come to London and Germany. And I'm just trying to get that done. But other countries and people in those countries support us, without a doubt. But don't forget our South Africans that are overseas. They can help as well, and that's important. Janet, gaan die UIM na Hartbees Brits toe kom? Absoluut. Ek dink Janet, wat ons gedoen het is, ons het gebly daar die laaste keer. Ons het 'n great familie gehad. Ja, maar ek kan nie die gastehuis onthou nie. Ek sal dit onthou, maar daar was 'n persoon wat 'n gastehuis by Hartbees besit. En hy het altyd vir ons gesê, in die week het ons dit verniet. Ek sal hom onthou, maar great mens. So ja, ons was daar, maar hierdie keer wil ons by Hartbeespoort in Brits kom praat. So stuur vir ons jou inligting, Janet, kry vir ons 'n paar mense en ons sal by mekaar kom. Roseanne, what are your thoughts on the death penalty? Roseanne, it's actually very easy. I've spoken about this before. The death penalty needs to be presided over with a justice system that works. I'm still out on deciding the policy, but I can tell you at this moment, right now, I do not trust our court systems to actually adjudicate the death penalty right. Remember, when the death penalty is given, you can't come back. You can only say sorry. If you want to actually have such as a penalty, your justice system must work. And it must work perfectly. And I don't believe it is. Absolutely. Mumtaz, what do you think of Herman Mashaba? I don't think he is what it takes. Mumtaz, the only reason I will not join, I have met him. I will not be able to work with Herman Mashaba and the Action SA group because they have not signed or given me an agreement that I requested that they will not form coalitions with the ANC or the EFF. So that's my statement, Mumtaz. I asked the people and asked Herman Mashaba if they will sign and confirm and commit that no matter what they do, that when they go into city councils to take so-called power, that they will totally refuse to form coalitions with the EFF, and he said he cannot give me that in writing. I'm very clear. The United Independent Movement will form no coalitions with the ANC or the EFF. We have declared them currently entities that are enemies of the people. So the DA The EFF and other parties have not done what we've done. They are willing to negotiate for power to run municipalities in coalition with the EFF, and the excuse they use is, well, then they can rule and govern. Well, that's why you are where you are, you see. So Herman Mashaba, all the other parties, the DA, everybody, they will, if necessary, form coalitions. I will not. The reason we are in trouble is because coalitions with the EFF and the ANC cabal. Sorry. If it costs us leadership, I don't care. We will scree as much. But I am not negotiating with the EFF or the ANC for power. I'm taking it away from them. So any other political party, sorry, Herman Mashaba, I've met him, many others, they are willing to do those deals and I'm not. So no, we will not meet him. Johan, why don't they block Frikkie? Because I think Frikkie is part of the underlining cabal. And everybody's too scared of him. I'm not scared of him. So, sorry, the UIM have to take the lead. Esther, ja, enige klein bietjie geld help. R50, R100, maak nie saak nie. Ek het mense gekry wat op SASSA grant is, wat vir my geld stuur. Pensioners that send us money every month. It makes you bleed. A letter from a lady, I think it was Mariki, that says she's 74 years old, she gets SASSA, but every month she gives us money, and thank you. Then where are the rest, you know? But thank you, any bit helps. Baranda baie dankie. Ek waardeer dit. Antoinette, thank you. Ja, Marina, God is in charge. He's the ultimate president. We are just speaking from him. Yolanda, I don't know. Currently, I am not surprised. When I went to Parliament, Parliament was shut. Can you believe it? Yolanda, when I went to Parliament to deliver the letter to the Speaker, no one was at Parliament. Only skeleton staff and the police protecting the gates. So what I found is an empty Parliament with empty promises and no hope. So we have sent a registered letter now to the office of the Speaker, Thandi Modise, and we are waiting. If we don't get it, we will escalate. I'm not going to let that go. Christo, hoe help ons uit die buiteland uit? Christo, finansiëel soek ons hulp. Ek sê altyd R1 hierso en $1 of £1 of €1 is 'n groot verskil. Ons soek finansies en ons soek ook dat julle verstaan dat julle kan stem eendag. And that if every South African that stays overseas unites, that will make a massive difference. And let me quickly tell you, it will. So Christo, the South Africans overseas make a big difference. Your vote counts in the future. But in the interim, we need people that are overseas to starting movements in the UK, in Europe, in New Zealand, in Australia, in America, wherever you are, to start small pockets of UIM to spread the word. That's how you can help us. And I would love to get in contact with you. If you can send me an email, Christo, just address it to me on info@uimsa.org. I would love to speak to you, please. And thank you for your offer. Ruth, our offices are in Somerset West. We are in Somerset West in the Western Cape. That's where our head office is. Hopefully with the continuation and spreading of the UIM, we will have branches and we will have offices in every province as we get funding and as we spread. Minky, what is going to happen with the EFF? We are going to fight them. I don't see myself as the other side of the EFF. I see myself as the other side of Positive for Law. But bit by bit, it seems that we are going to face the EFF everywhere that we go. On that note, I have a very special word to speak to someone who is the leader of a group called the Bitter Einderes. I am saying it. There's a young man called Devin Hofmeyer. Devin runs an organization called the Bitter Einderes. Devin, ek wil net vir jou sê, wel gedaan. Wel gedaan aan Devin Hofmeyer, wat 'n organisasie lei van jong mense, wat ten minste hulle woord by daad sit, om ons skole en in ons mense te verdedig waar nodig is, by opmaste en by hierdie kabal. So, a message out to that guy, very specifically, Devin Hofmeyer, of the Bitter Einderis. If anybody knows who him, I speak to him, but I wanted to give him an accolade. Well done to that group. Neil de Beer, why is the IEC taking so long to send us the good news? Don't I think it's because they've got to go through the legal ramification now. So they have postponed it. I understand that the chairperson of the IEC has accepted the recommendations, and they are going to now just have to implement it by law. But I can tell you it is going to be postponed. Heinrich, wat het geword van jou belofte? Ek het nou net 'n hele video daaroor gedoen. Ek sien jy's 'n bietjie laat. Ons vat hom aan. Ons moet volgens strukture werk, maar wat ons gedoen het, Heinrich, ons het besluit om hom in die parlement aan te val op sy posisie daar, want dit lyk my die kriminele klagtes bly nie by hom nie. So, our effective attack, Heinrich, as I've made a statement, we have written a letter to officially ask that he gets suspended out of parliament and that he gets disciplinary charge for hate speech and breaking his oath of office. We are not going to stop. We are going to continue. And if necessary, we will go to the highest court of this country to ask that they force parliament to take those steps. I want him out of parliament. Cherise, thank you for everything. And Cherise Kotze, to you, thank you for what you do. Unbelievable little leader. I'm seeing you soon in George. Start and kicking backsides there. Sorry sê Neil, gaan julle Tsanin toe kom? Absoluut, ons wil Tsanin, ons wil daai uitreikingsarea, Mpumalanga en Limpopo wil ons besoek. Sorry, nooi ons en ons sal kom. Isabel Frikkie keeps on making statements that is worrying. Don't worry, Isabel. It's statements. His actions are poor and soon he'll be out of government. Neil, any news on the Boere case I sent you? Thijs, can I ask you? I have been inundated. En tussen die mond en die hand van die pap op die grond. Ek vra om verskoning. Thijs, kan ek vir jou vra, kan jy vir my weer asseblief net 'n e-pos stuur vandag? Ek is jammer. Ons het duisende en ons mense is nie genoeg om alles te skreen nie. So, as jy vir my 'n e-pos kan stuur, info@uimsa.org, maar stuur dit vir die president en ek sal jou persoonlik op my e-pos antwoord. Stuur dit net weer aan na my toe. En ons vra om verskoning, ons het honderde mense wat ons kontak vir help, en dis reg so. You can contact us, and where we can help, we will. Ja, Renier, we have love and hope in our heart, but we have determination in our soul, and we have God. So these are the things. Brenda, wanneer kom julle Kreeusdorp toe? Ons kom. Ek het 'n great vriend in Kreeusdorp, Gideon. Ek weet nie of Gideon nog hier is nie, maar Gideon is ons persoon, ons anker in Kreeusdorp. En in ons volgende trip Johannesburg toe, het ons besluit ons praat op Kreeusdorp. Ons sal vir julle die tyd laat weet. Ons sal vir julle verstaan en sê maar Krugersdorp, big following. We are on our way there to Krugersdorp. I'm in Pretoria. Amanda, please, there is a Gauteng structure, Tswane structure. Get involved with us, we would like to. Potgieter, yster. Nee, ek weet nie, ek dink is erger as yster, is platinum, is titanium. Potgieter, jy's 'n absolute soldaat. En al my respek aan jou blogs, die goed wat jy skryf. Jy's 'n ou polisieman. Jy weet waarvan dit kom en ek het baie respek. Saluut vir jou ook, Pottie. Daai braai wat ons in Kabega, Port Elizabeth, het beter nou kom en dit kom een van die dae, Pottie, maar jy sit ook jou kop op die blok en ons is baie lief vir jou, Pottie. Tish, why was old age pensioners not included with extra money? Because, Tish, they don't care. A slap in the face for our people that went on pension and our senior citizens. 30 rand. That's what they gave us. Shocking, insulting, and wrong. And I made a very clear statement that when we, the UIM, govern, I'm making a bold statement that we will double the current SASSA and pension grants to our senior citizens. I will double it. How? Easy. Stop stealing. Because if you stop stealing in government, The 2 trillion you stole should be going to our pensioners and to look after the people that are senior citizens in this country that lived all their life and gave their life to give over a country that we can manage. Die mense wat 'n lang lewe gelewe het, ons pensionarisse, ons senior citizens. Jy weet, my ouma was my lewe, want sy het haar lewe gegee in hierdie land. So it's as simple as that. I will double your money. How? I'll just run the country better, Tish. So that's a promise. And we won't stop fighting for it. Pakisha, Robert, absolutely, we will. Please, when you do the national tours, take our leaders with you. Absolutely, we are going to. And we need our leadership to join. Absolutely, I'm with you there. They threatened the old age home. Meki Baka, we are not going to allow it. We are doing everything possible. I know that there are some people taking action within the Tshwane area, and we will continue to actually look at that. Yes, I agree. They must be stopped. Please let us know, Pieter, when we're coming to the UK. Absolutely, Pieter, I will. We are, as soon as lockdown allows us to fly and this COVID scenario changes, I'm going on a 3-country tour. UK, Dubai, and Europe is one of them. So, absolutely. Antoinette, dankie. I'm now winding down. Let me just quickly, great hearing. Thank you. When are you in Pretoria again? Marius, we are coming to Pretoria within the next 3 weeks. We will be there. Henny, definitief. Ons gaan Suidkus toe kom. Stuur ons jou details. Francois, I would love to visit New Zealand and Australia within the next year so that I can come speak to all of you. And if you give us our details, we would like to get an organizing structure in New Zealand because many South Africans are there. South Africans, they miss us and we miss them. They are just in a different geographical area. They are not ex-South Africans, so we would like to get that going. So even Francois, if you can get a group together in New Zealand that we can Zoom or that we can speak to, be the catalyst, and I'd like to join. So if we can get pockets of people in the UK, if we can get pockets of South Africans that are with the UIM in New Zealand and in Australia, please put it together and let us know. You have my email address that is filtered to me, info@uimsa.org. Let us know. Start UIM New Zealand. And if that day comes that we are allowed to fly, I will come and address you. But maybe, Francois, if you can organize a Zoom call with 30, 40, 50 South Africans in New Zealand, that will be great. And I'm for that. Just 2 or 3 more questions. Neil, what do you think about the postponement of the elections? I am upset because of the constitutional breach, but I understand that it gives us more time to structure and health and wealth. You can't split the two. So I'm for it if it saves lives. I'm not for it if it breaks the law. So we are going with it because it gives us as well more time, to be honest, and we are always honest. And yes, we are part of the elections. Yassine, we are going to stand, without a doubt. You will see the UIM on the local government ballots. We will be there. And we need your support. Wanneer kom julle Polokwane toe? Martie, ons kyk op ons toerskedule. We are doing KwaZulu-Natal. We are doing Southern Cape. We are doing Gqeberha, Port Elizabeth in the next 2-3 weeks. And then we will split it then to Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and obviously I would love to do Polokwane, without a doubt. Anita, wat is jou opinie oor die manier waarop die regering die mense dwing? Ek vind dit glad nie reg nie. Ek het 'n statement gemaak. Die reg op vaksin is 'n persoonlike reg. It's your body and no one should threaten or tell you what to do with your body. Klaar. The finances, Neil, please be a strong grip, please. No. Esther, there is not a rand that is used in the UIM. We are absolutely clear. We need money, but the money that we use goes out to our people. We are the most underfunded political movement with the biggest voice. And we are absolutely clear. No one raises money. No one may raise money in the name of the UIM unless cleared directly by the CEO Jacques Talliard's office. That is it. So put money and ask for money under the UIM brand, if not authorized, signed off and agreed to by our CEO at our head office, is not true. It's a scam. We have a dedicated bank account. Our bank account is on here. I will ask them to again load it up. That's our bank account, and that's currently for the UIM. That is the only bank account. There is another one which falls under the merchandise now. That is where we sell our clothing to raise money. That is a separate entity account. But that only goes out once you have said, I want a hoodie, I want a golf shirt, I want a t-shirt, I want a cap, I want a buff. You then get a invoice, a quote on what you have asked. It is here. And that bank account is given to you on the official invoice. So no other person can raise money under the UIM unless directly authorized by the UIM, and we won't allow that. Kevin, war veteran from SADF, must be recognized. Yes, sir, you must. Irrespective of the political background, the military veterans of this country has been astonishingly left aside, and it is wrong. I agree with you. And we stand for that, by the way. What about standing for the ACDP? Leslie, no, I'm sorry. I have my personal problems with the ACDP. Trust me, when I left the ANC in 2017 and in 2020, when I decided to stand for politics, I studied, I investigated every political party in this country, and they are not for me. So, yes, that's why we had to go through the hard phase of starting our own party. South Africa, I've got to leave. And CCC, absolutely. We are in support of anybody that works with us to cause freedom and justice in this country and liberty, but not that he's going to work with the EFF or the ANC. Question, do you know how much of SA has been sold off? Jen, I'm sad to say, I'm shocked. I do not know, but let me quickly tell you, it is bad. Trillions and trillions. It's funny that we just let SAA go after we put in billions. So we need to recover. South Africa, thank you very much. Yeah, no, Isabel, ANC is running out of money because the people don't want to give them money anymore because they are an unjust, in the dark cabal. People will start giving us money. They are, because we fight for the light. So yeah, it is a dying dragon. South Africa, anything else? I will have to go. We are now having an NEC meeting to speak about you and to help. Ons het assisteer nodig wanneer expats inkom. Jonita, laat ons weet. Rian, gaan die polisie nie weer maar gereinig word? Deur ons, ja. O, absoluut. Oh, you can no doubt it. The good police officers of this country, the fighting soldiers, those that are in truth and that are in the light will be protected. But those that live in the dark, they will be taken out of the services. Clear. Lead by example. It's as simple as that. Brett, yes, you are seeing it. You are amazing. Felicity, I'm only amazing because you are amazing. I can only be so because I have you and God on our side. Eh? Esther, thank you that you phoned stating that they needed help. Yes, we do. Frederik, ek is bereid om jou uit te help met julle internetkonneksie. Frederik, asseblief, ons het hulp nodig. We also need people in IT. We have been asking someone to write to us that makes apps. We don't have that technology. So we have asked if anybody is in the technology of creating an app, anybody that currently is in internet or anybody that currently does websites. We need volunteers. This is it. The UIM is about volunteers. We need to grow the party. We need our people's expertise. We can't always get money, but we can get expertise. So Frederick, please, if anybody is an app designer, if anybody knows a person that will help us creating an app, bettering our membership structure, assisting us with social media, making sure that our structures are managed. We are absolutely open to it, and we need your help. So info@UIM, our WhatsApp, get hold side. I get very passionate about my country. So an hour and 21 minutes you gave me. I hope it was worth it. From my side, we truly love you. From my side, we will fight for you. From my side, keep on going. Keep on moving. Keep on spreading the good news. Chatsworth, Phoenix, Durban, soon. Look forward. Get your bunny chows ready. I hear I've been threatened with the best, so I'm coming. Look forward to our discussion there in public about building the country back, building back the country, giving back hope, making sure. George, we are coming. The dates next week, we will announce it. Gqeberha, Port Elizabeth, Professor Leatherman and the people and all our supporters, Porti, we are on our way there. And then we look forward to seeing the rest of the country very soon in the next 2 months. God bless you. God bless this mighty and most stunning, beautiful country of the Republic of South Africa. Die Here seën julle. Die Here sit sy hand van vrede, sy hand van absolute liefde oor hierdie Republiek van Suid-Afrika. Kom ons maak die week werk. Kom ons sprei dit. Aan ons boere, gaan aan. Ons weet baie van julle het absolute droogte. Julle sit elke dag en bid vir genade. Vir ons boere, hou aan, ons is by julle. In woord, maar ons moet ook in daad daarby kom. Daar's 'n great man daar buite. Ek weet nie of julle hom ken nie, sy naam is Burre. Ek dink is Burger Burre, daar's 'n man, hy is die hele tyd daar buite. Ek gaan hom 'n baie goeie spesiale gebed gee vandag vir Burre. Hy is van, ek dink 'n groep in die naam van Droogtehulp. Ek het lanklaas 'n man met sulke passie gesien op Facebook. Ek het hom persoonlik ontmoet. As enigiemand sy details het, sy naam is Burre. Ek dink dit is Burre Burger. Hy is 'n persoon wat die boere help met kos. Hy kry massiewe ondersteuning vir kos en goedere vir die boere in die land. So as enige mens sy details het, stuur dit maar op, sit dit, sodat ons hom kan ook ondersteun. Hulle maak ons kos, hulle word nie altyd gerespekteer nie. So kom ons staan by ons boere en ons gee ons gebed aan die boere vandag. En dan, laastens, every single person that's a South African, fight for hope. Hope, justice, freedom and peace. I wish that upon you today. Mag die Here julle seën en ons praat weer gou-gou. Bye bye.